to the human being, to the society, to the world. And when Jesus prophesied of a time where the nations would be at war with each other, nation rising up against nation and kingdom against kingdom, violence and revolution and bloodshed would be the order of the day. Jesus saw 2,000 years ago a world deprived of justice. Jesus saw social, political, and economic injustice, creating what we see on our planet today: wars, dissatisfaction, revolts, uprising, revolutions, because the leaders and the rulers in such a world deprive and deny the people justice. Jesus also said that a man's enemy will be of his own household. Now, I know last week, from the comments that I received, y'all enjoyed me going into the house, into the home. And I will try, depending on the subject matter, to always speak something from the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad that will strengthen our relationships and our marriages. Because if we are about the business of kingdom building, or about the business of establishing the kingdom of God on earth, it starts in the home. We can't build a nation from the outside. A nation has to be built from the inside out. It starts with the purification of this heart and taking on a new spirit and a new heart and a new mind. We can't ask of others what we ourselves are not engaged or in the process of doing for ourselves. How can we talk about building a nation, building a community, yet our homes are in disrepair? Bring peace to the streets, bring peace to the home, and we'll have a better chance of bringing peace in the streets. I hope I'm making sense. Now, if there's so much dissatisfaction, we'll stay in relationships for a moment, okay? There's so much dissatisfaction in relationships today, right? And what are the root causes of so much dissatisfaction in relationships? Well, there's a long list. But at the root of the dissatisfaction in relationships is the dissatisfaction that you have with yourself. You didn't hear me. See? That dissatisfaction starts with the man and the woman in the mirror. And that you want to point the finger and put the blame on someone else. But it really starts right here. And I have to stay over here for a minute. Brother, give me the mic. I better walk this one off. My dear brother, I'm going to read something that the FOI sisters was given. The last 2 Mondays we've been talking about the role of the man. What is expected of the man? See? Because in order for us to be maintainers of justice, and the Quran tells us that men are the maintainers of women. Well, to maintain something is to keep it in a favorable and satisfactory condition. A woman should never depreciate in value once she comes into the hands of a real man. All right? That's not a knock. I'm just a real man. A real man knows how to treat his woman. And a real man knows how to maintain a woman. Now, on Monday, I read something that Brother Jason put in my hands. It's an article on man's basic role written, well, it comes out of a book. You probably have heard of it. I didn't hear about it until Brother put this in my hand. It's a book that's entitled A Man of Steel and Velvet. Now, let me just say this. There are a lot of people, a lot of authors out here that write on the subject of relationships. Is that right? A lot of talk shows. Everything is about a relationship. And I'm sure there is some truth. But if, that old one, right? Men are from Mars and women are from Venus and da-da-da. And I listen and read some of the things, but after a while I get bored. I get turned off because you're not lifting God enough. And this is the root of the problem in relationships, is that we do not have a proper relationship and connection with God, which makes it all the more difficult when you are trying to develop a relationship with someone else. Y'all following me? A proper relationship with God. That's the starting point. Because once you and I have that connection with Him, first and foremost, we are made secure. And we won't take our insecurities into the relationship and expect and demand of the other person to fulfill and do for us what that person is incapable of doing. You didn't hear me. We go into a relationship and we're so starved for love and attention and consolation. Thank you. Needy, very needy. And out of that need, which is a natural need that God has put in the human being, but don't get it confused. Your first inclination should be toward God. He's the only one that can fully satisfy your needs. He's irreplaceable. There's no substitute for Him. And once, as the law that is given to us, that we violate, it didn't say, love thy neighbor first, then love God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. No. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, mind, and what? Strength. And the second one is likened unto the first. Love thy neighbor as you should what? That's the problem. You want to be loved as I want to be loved. But we have to learn what love is. And you must, and I must first fall in love with me. And when I fall in love with me, then I won't be bent out of shape. I won't be insecure in my relationship with others. I won't be in a relationship just because I needed somebody. This is why marriages are failing. We are going to the altar for the wrong reasons. And once you find out that that person cannot give to you what you need, then you start looking elsewhere. Y'all all right? We're talking about justice. It starts in the family. It starts in the home. Marriage is the cornerstone of family, community, and nation. And a nation can only be strong to the extent that the institution of marriage is strong. That's how you know that this civilization is on a decline and on a fall, going down. It's not measured by the economy. Rome was never defeated from without. There was no force outside of Rome that was capable of coming against Rome and defeating Rome. Rome fell from the inside. There was a moral decline. She began to rot from the inside because of her own immorality. And when you see a nation like America with a divorce rate above 50%, then you know that nation doesn't have long. Y'all all right? This book by Man of Steel, the point I'm making is we should always consult God first before we are quick to go to Amazon and look for a book on marriage and relationship. Like, God has not given to you guidance and instructions on how to live your life and enjoy a successful marriage. Like your car didn't come with an owner's manual. Even when we're not getting the best out of the vehicle that we're driving, some of us don't even have sense to go into the glove compartment and pull out the owner's manual. That's what this represents. Bible and Quran is your owner's manual on how to operate, navigate, and live your life. Allah best knows what He has created. Y'all with me? Well, this brother, Aubrey Adeline, he said, a failure in the home is a man's greatest failure. If he fails in marriage, if he fails with his children, if his home is troubled or divided, or if his children are unruly, wayward, and irresponsible, he has failed in his most fundamental duty as a man. No success in life can compensate for this failure. He may accomplish great things in the world of men. He may be a man of science, industry, or government with notable achievements. But what can atone for a failure in the home? He is principally responsible for its success or failure. The home is the basic unit of society. The strength of a country lies in the home, and the security and happiness of the family which comprise that nation. So the home and doing what is right by our women and children, that's our primary responsibility as what? Men. Now, I know. Black woman, black woman, black woman. Oh, we love you so much. But it's not easy in ignorance to properly handle and manage your woman. In the absence of knowledge, we make critical mistakes. Who has taught you about the female? God or your enemy? Who is making the female in your eyes and in my eyes, in our minds as men, an object of pleasure? The enemy. So all we think of her is someone that gives us pleasure, can make our baby. And that's it. When God gave her to us. So teaches the Honorable Elijah Muhammad as a beneficence. And she's given to us as men as a help meet to help us to reach and achieve the goals that we set as men, which is why a man should not entertain a woman if he has no goal for himself. That's the biggest mistake you and I can make as a man. I don't know. We're talking about justice, right? It starts in the home. It starts with us knowing who she is. And guess what, sister? Let me just bring some balance over here. You think you know us? No, you don't know us. You don't know the man. And we don't know you. You study us a little more. I give you credit for that. Oh, she studies us, brother. Yes, she does. But I gotta say this. Oh, this is tough. Now, sister, don't you use this to your advantage. Oh, man. All of the problems, I won't put it like that. I won't put it like that. Most of the problems in our marriages, in relationships, rests on the shoulder of the man. The minister told me something years ago, and it took me, Brother Abdul, a long time to figure it out, because he didn't give an explanation. He just said, son, remember that the man is the temperature setter in the home. I'm like, hey. I mean, when I say a long time, because the woman, you know, when you change, like the Chicago weather, swiftly, you know, you left her, she was 80 degrees, loving, warm, compassionate, and like the Chicago weather, within hours, temperature just plummet, just drop, and the next time you see her, she's cold. And you and I trying to wonder what's the matter with you. And generally, your coldness is towards us, right? That's why we ask, what's the matter with you? Now, let's bring this home. If the man was made by God in his image and after his likeness, and he made the female to complement the nature of the man, and it is the nature of the female to bow to God. Listen, listen. She was not made to submit and be obedient to man if God is not in the man. The nature of the female is to bow to God, willingly or unwillingly. That's just your nature. Now, what does that say for us as men? That if we're not living the life that God ordered us to live as men, see, we can never get the respect and the honor from our women because we keep trying to lord over her from the limitation and the ignorance of our own thinking and mind, never drawing from the creator of the heavens and the earth, never drawing from his knowledge and wisdom and putting it before our woman so that she can judge for herself between right and wrong. As men, we get so full of ourselves. And you notice, as a man, the less knowledge you and I have, the more we want to lean on our not only understanding, but on our strength as a man, our authority as a man. But a man cannot properly exercise authority if he's not aware of the author of his authority and give respect to the author for the authority that he has given to us as men. Now look at this. He gave to the man in the book of Genesis. I don't know how we got so far on this, but it's all right. We'll take it, right? Y'all all right? Look. He gave to the man in the book of Genesis orders, commandments. What were those commandments that he gave to the man? Be what? Fruitful and multiply. But what else did he tell him to do? Take dominion over everything. Replenish the earth. See? Now this is a man's duty in life. And no man feels good being unproductive. It's in the nature of the man to be productive. That's why your boys are busier and more active than your girls. Those of us that are parents, we know this, right? There's so much energy in the boy. And the boy is always curious to learn, to discover, to build, to tear down, and build again. That's the nature of the man. He's born or made by God to exercise dominion over everything. The female is not as curious. The female is not chasing the worm. The female is not playing with the insects and the lower creatures of the field. Talk to me. Ugh. A boy is all, he'll follow the ant to the ant hole. He wants to discover, he wants to learn, because there's something in his nature that tells him that he has mastery over every creeping thing that crawleth, over everything that flies in the air. It's in the nature of the man to become a god. Ye are all God's children of the Most High. That's our potential as men, to become like the Creator. Y'all all right? Good, I like it myself. No, we need this. Too many problems in the home. Too much dissatisfaction in the home. And we are so short-tempered today because the stress level is so high. So domestic violence and the abuse that's taking place in the home, emotional abuse, verbal abuse, physical abuse. And we have got to get a handle and a grip and a control on this thing, lest we destroy ourselves and upset God even further by the way we are treating and handling each other. Y'all all right? Now guess what? Did you know, brother, that when you get married and you are declared husband, have you ever looked up that word? You know what a husband is? Remember reading about Jesus talking about a wicked husband, right? Who's a caretaker of a vineyard? Huh? When you look at the root of the word husband, you're talking about a manager. You're talking about a cultivator. Y'all with me? A farmer. Now, I'm going to say it and get back to that rostrum and finish the rest of this lecture. When a man takes a woman, boy, he is a farmer. He's in the act of cultivating. He's taking a plant, a flower, from one environment into the other. It's a process called transpotting. And when you pluck up or take a woman, you are severing the roots that she has with her family, with her mother, with her father, from her home, from her environment, and you are taking her now into your home. The biggest mistake we could make is that we claim her as our property. She's not our property. We are now going to be tested by God how we care for that which does not belong to us. Oh, that's rough, isn't it? What you mean, minister? That's my woman. Yes, in one sense, but she belongs to God. Y'all with me? So when you pluck up a woman, a man has to be mindful and aware of the environment that he now places her in. So a good man, a good farmer, the good gardener, see? He sees, okay, this is a rose. What is required for the rose to grow and remain alive? Y'all ain't listening. We get right back over here. Don't worry. She got a hand in some of this. But I want us to look at, see, when we as men understand that we are managers, cultivators, farmers by nature, then if you have a plant and a flower that you care for, you love to see its vibrant color, and you're also looking for it not only to grow, but you're looking for branches to grow out. Talk to me. For it to what? Blossom. It's pleasing to the eye. But now, when the plant and you see the petals wilter, you see it sad, starts doing this. Do you smack it? The hell is the matter with you looking like that today? You better stand up. Why are you frowning? Why are you sad? Huh? A gardener doesn't do that. The minute he sees the condition of his garden and his flowers, he understands there's something missing. Let me check in the environment. Let me check the soil. Oh man, I've missed watering it. Oh my, I did not expose it to sunlight. It needs more nutrients and fertilizer. So a man, when he sees his woman and her countenance falls and she frowns and she looks sad and she becomes upset and is dissatisfied, man looks to see, what am I missing that my beautiful flower is beginning to wilter and shrink and look sad? Men are the maintainers of women. And when we do what is right by her, then she'll always have a smile. She'll always be blooming. Huh? But now, dear sister, y'all all right, brothers? I know what you're saying. I understand. Brother Minister, you know all that sounds real good. Shoot, these women, man, these females. Now, sister, in as much as the man has to have God in him in order for you to properly love him, respect him, and be obedient to him, the same is true for you. If there ain't no God in you, it's very difficult for the God in me to honor and respect you and serve you as you should be honored, respected, and served. The Quran says the female, the woman, should be a quiet of mind to the man. Y'all all right? Even if your dissatisfaction is legitimate against your man and your husband, you must never lose your self-dignity and respect as a woman and choose unkind words. You think you're justified in your anger to cuss, to use profanity. No. You have degraded yourself. You're lowering yourself even further. And now you start putting yourself in an arena, see, that is not your place to be in when it comes to dealing with a man. See, today, oh my God, you man up. Now look, you know, you think you standing up, being strong. I'm gonna let him know I ain't taking this no more, huh? And you dare a man to do so. to do something that you and him both know he will regret. But why take it there? See? There is a way to bring truth even to the one that rejects truth. You have to set up the right conditions out of which truth can be said. But if you don't create the right environment, set up the right conditions, and prepare the climate for the truth, it will be rejected. Now, there is no justification for a man to hit a woman. None. None. But, dear sister, you must also understand the universal law that's always at work. Never be the aggressor. You fight with those who fight with you. But once you cross that line, and because of your anger, and you feel as though you have no defense, now you want to strike your man out of anger. Wait a minute now. And he's not supposed to defend himself. You're already asking the man, to do a lot to restrain what comes natural when a human being is struck, whether male or female. For every action there is a what? All right then. So if you slap somebody, you expect the opposite or equal reaction. Y'all with me? I see you all. I know. No, dear sister. You do not cross that line with a man. We're talking about justice, aren't we? This is called, being equitable in your dealings one with another. Surely Allah loves those who do justice and are the doers of good. All of us can put ourselves in a bad place. And it's knowing how to handle the emotion at the time. Because emotion causes us to lose our sanity. Y'all with me? And do things that we later will regret. Can I go back over here now? I'll leave this alone. I'll put a pin in it. But look, as we said last week, we have to learn first. Before you choose your mate, see, you have to do a thorough examination. Because it is better to remain alone than to have bad company. And those of you who have experienced a bad relationship know that you were at a better place before you got involved in the relationship than where you find yourself afterward. Because a relationship can take so much out of you. But if you're so hard up for a man or hard up for a woman, you end up making mistakes. You just want physical companionship, and that's not what this is all about. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us that the enemy, the two or three things that he said he would not teach us is the science of mating. Now that's big, because the science of mating is dealing with how you choose a proper mate for yourself. Just because the nature of the female and the male is made complementary by the Creator does not mean that every female that comes into your life is compatible with you. And it doesn't mean that every man is compatible. We're making sense here, right? Well, anyway, let me get off this subject. I could go on that subject, because we really need some help. So, y'all all right?